Welcome to Iowa Pagan News, your informative internet radio station catering to all pagans worldwide. We are dedicated to bringing you the very best in music, news, events, and lots of fun stuff. Come tune into our new podcast at www.plrdn.podbean.com. Now, here's your host, Lou Silverwolf Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Pagan Artist Spotlight on the National Pagan Network. And we are joined live by my good friend Brian Henke. Basically we had a little bit of a mix-up on the time, but that's okay. We're making things work tonight, and we're going to try to make this as kind of brief as possible, because he's got to get ready to hit the road for Minneapolis tomorrow. And, he's got a lot going on. So, let's just get right into this, Brian. Since the last time that we talked, I think it was last year.
Could be, yeah.
I know you've been out on the road quite a bit lately. So
last year especially. Last year I did a lot of festivals, all over the place. I released my latest CD last year too, the To the Fair album, and this year I'm going to be releasing hopefully 2 albums. I've got enough material for 2. I'm heading up to Finlayson, Minnesota tomorrow to work with Paul Faris in his studio. I'm going to be spending a week there and just recording. There's nothing to do there other than to record. He's got Atchington Learning Center, Nature Center there.
Yep.
And a lot of acreage, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So I figure when I, need a sanity break, I'll just get outside for a nice cold walk, because it's not warm there. It's not warm here either in Northeast Ohio, but he's up near Duluth, so it gets pretty chilly up there.
Yeah, it does. I've been up there. So. I know the area quite well. Okay, so now I was just taking a look over at your Reverb Nation page. Now you've got you do have some new ones up here. Bees Are Making Honey, Jack of the Green, and let's see, Albatross and what?
Albatross and the Whale will be on the next CD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bees Are Making Honey was from Dance with the Fireflies. I just had sent it over to my Facebook page as my favorite love song for Valentine's Day. And it was Dance with the Fireflies is just, because that's, festival season coming up. And that's what that's all about. There will be more new ones being added there soon. As soon as I have mixes that I'm happy enough with to add.
Okay.
Albatross and Whale is just acoustic guitar and vocal, and that's a final mix, so I'm willing to share it.
Cool. Okay. So now I was also taking a look at some of the videos that you've got over here on the page. Now I know that some of these are kind of old, but Moonlight on Snow-Covered Branches. Now, how recent was that one?
Well, that was from the Tree of Life album, my second to the last instrumental album before I started doing vocal albums again. It's probably about 10 years old.
Oh,
I think
okay.
my hair was just starting to turn gray then.
Gotcha.
The song hasn't changed any. That's the way I still play it. So the only thing that changed is my hair color.
All righty. Now, seems how you're a little bit under the weather today. What's the story behind Bees Are Making Honey?
It was it's a kind of a fantasy, I guess you might say, of the way I'd like things to be. I can imagine, being on a farm on a beautiful summer morning with not a lot to do. I'm more of a gentleman farmer than real farmer, because real farmers always have lots to do in the morning. Mm-hmm. But with your love, next to you, and then getting up and fixing the coffee, and then bringing coffee into bed. Um, and I just thought it was just a beautiful scene. And I've been getting into a lot recently of my vocal songs, especially wanting to tell stories, um, whether they be short stories or whatever. That like Jack of the Green is a story, and this is a story too. I just wanted to go from the beginning to the end and just bring to life this beautiful little scene. Um, and I find that when I'm performing it live, I love singing it. It really suits my voice, and I can usually see the faces in the audience, and I see a lot of other people that can relate to that song as well, whether it be something that they've done or something they would like to do. You know, and I don't know, it's just a simple little story.
Cool. Now you've also been doing some collaboration work also with uh, uh, hmm,
Everybody,
pretty much with everybody lately.
yeah.
Um, in fact, what was it? I've seen a couple of videos here with Krista, with Ginger, and also
Oh, talking about the Red album, yeah, that's something special. Yeah, there's 19 different artists on it,
Mhm.
and I don't know if we're allowed to play all of the songs yet.
No, not yet, because that's not
Yeah,
due out until June.
it worked out perfectly for me because they were asking for something that wasn't on another album, and I had this song written that it was too sad for me to want to put on one of my own albums, and I even had thought about having somebody else sing it at one point in time and have them release it because I thought it was a good song and it was important. But until this album, the Red album, it didn't have the proper place. And that album came up, and it was the perfect fit for me to donate that song. So I finished up the mix and got it sent to Florida and got it mastered along with everybody else's stuff, and away we go. It's gonna be something special, and it's raising money for women's reproductive rights and for autonomy over their own bodies. Which is I think something that's very important. That
Yeah.
women have the right to choose. And I don't know. I wish I could play the song, and share it with everybody right now. We just have to wait because that's what the rules are.
Yep, I know all that. So but the main thing that we're at least going to do is talk about it and
Right,
make people aware of it, get people excited about it.
right. Yeah, S.J. Tucker's on this. Celia Ferran. I mean, there's a lot of really well-known, really good pagan artists on this album.
Hmm.
Like I said, 19 different artists, all from our own different points of view. And I'm really, really looking forward to. I haven't even heard everybody else's music. I heard a little bit of Alexander James's because at one point in time we had talked about me maybe putting some guitar on it, but that he managed to play well enough. He didn't need me. Um, he was having some problems feeling his fingers and thought he might need me to put his guitar work down, but of course he didn't. He did a great job. He's an incredible musician.
Yeah, in fact, I just talked with him last week, and he was saying that it's been a challenge for him from going from being just a uh, like a band member musician to being the front guy. So
Yeah, and I've been used to being the front guy even when I was in bands. So I used to joke that when I was in my last rock band, it was a three-piece band, and I was the lead guitarist and the lead singer, so I was the two biggest jerks in the band. Uh, so I'm always been very used to being the guy in front. Although it's funny because I think I'm naturally very shy. It's just that I've had to learn over the years how to at least appear not to be, which is part of being a performer. You're on stage.
mhm.
You're also an actor. But in this case, I'm just acting like myself, acting like myself is not myself.
Cool. All right, we're going to take a listen to this song here, and then we're going to be right back with more.
The dog is sleeping in the yard, cats in the barn. Morning birds are singing hallelujah to the sun. Go on sleeping, love, I'll make the coffee. On this lazy summer morning, grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. Grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. Life is sweeter now that you are here with me, lying in my arms the night before. I wonder if our love is what you're dreaming. Grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. Grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. The dog is stretching in the sun, cats in the corn. Morning birds are singing hallelujah, a new day is born. I'll bring your coffee to you as you're waking. Sunlight through the window on your sleepy smile. On this lazy summer morning, grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. Grapes on the vine, bees are making honey. Grapes on the vine, bees are making honey.
Okay, now I gotta say that at least that song would get people in the mood for spring and summer, because I know that
Mm-hmm.
I think most all of us are just plain done with all this cold weather.
Yeah, I know I am. And of course, what am I doing? I'm driving up to Finlayson, Minnesota, tomorrow. So where they are not done with this cold weather yet.
Yeah, that's true. No, hopefully they'll start changing this week, I hope.
Well, I figure, I'm going to be spending almost all day, every day in the studio recording. I've got a lot of stuff to record. So it's not like I'm going to have a lack of things to do and that the weather will have too much of an effect on me.
Well, and then once you get done up there, you've got to make a trip down to Florida too, right?
Yeah, I'll be playing in April at Florida Pagan Gathering and in Tennessee at Caldera Fest in April. There had been another fest earlier in the month, but that had been canceled, unfortunately. Lack of ticket sales, I believe, was what happened. But that happens sometimes with new festivals. It's really, really tough to get a festival off the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I know what that's like. So. All right, now, so I know that you said that you're going to be working on 2 albums. Um,
Right.
so 'cause I know the last time we talked, um, excuse me, that was back when you were working on putting 3 albums together all at once.
Right. Right, and this is part of that project, part of all of that.
Okay.
There's going to be one that's a little bit more straight ahead, kind of like the song we just heard. It's not as quite as overtly magical, but of course I see magic in everyday things anyway. I mean, that particular song we just listened to seems very magical to me, but it's an everyday kind of thing. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing one that's more like Dance with the Fireflies and To the Fair. That's more overtly magical as well. And sometimes I'm not sure which album things should go on. I mean, there's so many songs. I've got a pair of songs that are related to each other, and I've got the feeling one's going to go on one album, the other's going to go on another. Prisoner of the Sea seems more straight ahead, and Albatross and Whale is connected to it in the same storyline, but more magical sounding. Albatross and Whale is the wife's point of view after their farm fails and their husband has to take to the sea in order to keep his family alive, in order to come up with the money to take care of them, and then he's not coming back, and she goes down to the ocean every night and calls to the selkies and the wind and trying to hear some sort of sound of him. And Prisoner of the Sea is his point of view, and about how he had to go to the sea and how this is his family, and that's all he really thinks about. And so they're interconnected, but might wind up on different albums. And the Albatross and Whale is actually done. That is actually complete. So whatever album it's on will be the next one, I think.
Excellent. All right. So, well, tell you what, let's give people a sneak peek at Albatross and Whale.
World debut. It's the first time it will have been played on the radio anywhere.
Cool. Okay, so what was the story behind this one?
This is the one that's the wife's point of view. She goes down to the ocean every night and sings into the gale, to the Albatross and Whale, to see if she can hear the voices of them, wondering where her husband is and when he'll be coming home. It's kind of sad, but I like it a lot.
Okay, excellent. All right, so now this one is going to wind up being Albatross and Whale.
She stands alone upon the shore and sings into the gale. She hears the voices in the rain, Albatross and Whale. He left his farm and family when the crops did fail. Join the crew of Molly MacDonald and away from her he sailed. She searches for him every night, gazing out to sea. Praise the selkies, bring him home to her, for together they should be. She stands alone upon the shore and sings into the gale. She hears the voices in the rain, Albatross and Whale, Albatross and Whale. The shining words that left her lips, a song that was a spell. Here's the piper play a harmony, tolling of the bell. She stands alone upon the shore and sings into the gale. Here's the voices in the rain, Albatross and Whale. stands alone upon the shore and sings into the gale. She hears the voices in the rain, albatross and whale. The shining words that left the lips, a song that was a spell. She hears the piper play a harmony, tolling on the bell.
Another good song, Brian.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's like what I've been, what I tell everybody when I'm explaining the music that you compose and you create and write. Each song tells a story, and most of them are inspirational. Uh, Others tell a little bit different story, but it, every time that I hear one of your pieces of music, is to me is just fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. That lately, the story will come into my mind first, and then I create the song. And of course, the story will get altered as I'm writing it, but the story comes first. I'll be recording some of that while I'm in Minnesota. Things that nobody's heard yet. Things that that I've only played live a couple of times. To get my sea legs on the song before I take it into the studio. But I really enjoy the story behind the song. Even when I was doing instrumental stuff, I was telling a story with it. That there was some sort of basis for it. It wasn't just a bunch of notes strewn together that sounded pretty. I was really attempting to tell some sort of story. And a lot of times I wouldn't be thinking about it in advance. It would just come as I was doing the music. The whole scene would set itself. And some stories are short stories. Some are a few paragraphs. Some are in big long novels. It just depends. Just in the song format, it's tough to tell too complicated a story with so few words. And that's when the music comes in to help you to bring the words out even more and make them more descriptive of what I'm trying to say and what other songwriters are trying to say too, is
Right.
By doing that.
That's something else that I tell people, that when they're listening to your music, whether it be have vocals with it or if it's just instrumental, that each song does tell a story. And if you just sit back and listen to the music, you can almost form the imagery of that story.
That's what I'm trying to do anyway. Sometimes it's something funny. I have a song called "Where Is Cinderella." It's a modern version of Cinderella. What if maybe the Kardashians were involved as the evil sisters? Where she loses her gown and not a slipper.
Okay, gotcha.
And the prince loses his crown. It just it was just me being silly. So I had a silly story that I wanted to tell. There's one guess I'm going to have to finally break down and record that's even sillier than that, called Squid God. That
Okay.
people have been asking me. I wrote it as kind of a joke. I wrote it for my son, who was being a goof, and he had this character named the Squid God. So I wrote a song for him called The Squid God, and it's pretty silly. I think lyrics are: I know a squid who plays guitar 7 parts at once while driving in his car. He's a squid god.
Along the guidelines of SpongeBob here.
Well, yeah, sort of. I guess he found his first guitar down in a sunken ship. He practiced hard all day and wrote his first big hit. He played it for the fishes down at Old Man Neptune's ball. Then he saw his name painted on a wall. It said, "Squid is God. Eat your heart out, Eric Clapton."
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly dumb, and I don't know what I'd ever release it on except as a single, I guess. But I've had enough people saying, "Yeah, you should record that." I'm like, "Oh, all right." It's just me being a goofball, you know. But then again, there's a story there, you know. It's about, you know, a squid who becomes an undersea rock star.
I have a feeling people will get a real kick out of that. I have a feeling they will.
You know, I hope they do. If I'm going to bother recording it, you know, I hope that it comes off good and people will enjoy it. I mean, I'll do the best job I can on it, but it wasn't like I put, you know, a ton of brain power into that song. I was just being a goofball.
Well, hey, sometimes that's the way things work out.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
funny.
Go ahead.
I just said funny is good.
That's true. That's very true. All right. Now, seeing how you are not feeling all that well, I'm gonna let you go so that you can rest up and be prepared to hit the road tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
I got to say, you know, I went 8 years without so much as a head cold. And I think I got to the point where I was bragging about it too much, and the universe said, "Oh, no, you don't." So I got hit with the flu and got over that, and then I got a cold. And I need to be over it for a recording because I'm not going to sing my best if I've got a cold. So I'm doing everything I can to knock it out of my body.
cool. All right. Well, people want to get a hold of you. They can reach you through both your Facebook page that I've got running here, and then also through your Reverb Nation, correct?
Yeah, and for Facebook, there's 2 pages. It's easiest to get a hold of me on the other page, which is Brian G. Henke. And just look that up, and it'll pop up for you. That's my personal page. The other one is kind of broken. I haven't been able to get Facebook to fix it, so I can't add anything to it. Yay, Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me.
All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to wish you pleasant journeys on your travel tomorrow, and
Thanks,
all the best at the recording studio.
It's good to see you again, and hopefully I'll see you somewhere this summer.
Yeah, I am going to be making sure I get out on the road this summer so that I can get to festivals. So one way or another, you're going to see me.
Good. I'll be in Wisconsin a couple times in June at Eagle Cave. I'm playing 2 different festivals back to back there. So maybe I'll see you at one of those, Chrysalis Moon and Earth House.
Okay.
Which is unusual. Be at the same venue, but 2 completely different festivals.
Okay. Well, the Eagle Cave definitely does sound doable.
Yeah. It's not far from you.
Heading to PSG this year?
No, I will not be at PSG.
Okay.
Because I will be in Wisconsin instead.
Oh, gotcha. Same time frame. Okay.
Yeah. Until I get a clone. June is always one of those kind of months where I'm just kind of everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to be at Puff in Tennessee the beginning of the month, and then excuse me, and then up in Wisconsin. And I'm still working on some of the smaller gigs to, you know, fill spaces in between and you know, help for while I'm driving, you know, going from one place to the next. But I definitely hope to see you somewhere, and I'll be at Starwood, of course, in July. You know.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely adding things to my calendar. So, yeah, like I said, one way or another, you'll definitely see me.
All right, man. You take care of your Earl. It's good to see you, as always. And I hope to see you somewhere down the road. All
right, Brian. Have a good one. And like I said, good luck at the recording studio. And try not to get too bored up there.
Well, in his recording studio, how can I be bored, you know? And Paul is a great engineer. I remember first time I was up there, I was looking at the platinum records on his wall, and one of them was a single for Hotel California. So he's got some skills.
Yeah, that he does. I've worked with him, so
yeah,
I definitely know. All right, we're going to get out of here for the night. Please, pleasant journeys, everyone. Have a good night, and we will be seeing you again later on this week as I've got more interviews coming up.
Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. All shows are recorded and available for download at plrdn.podbean.com. All rights are reserved and may not be replayed without written permission by IAPN Radio Management. Come join us at our new group, IAPN Radio on Facebook, where you can be kept up to date for future broadcasts. Pleasant journeys, everyone.